covering, man. But real quick, Georgia Tech, Boston College, right? A game that has a lot of has a lot of familiarity, right? Remember, Coach Key was a part of the Alabama staff. Bill O'Brien, Kirby, several other guys that was in that staff at the time with all those, elite coaches and being able to win at a high level, right? So he obviously respects that man as well at a high level, and really cherishes like with the things he learned from him, right? Before he even got on his story, he talked about Bill O'Brien being kind of a GA assistant for him and toting him and his mom around and stuff like that. So this relationship spans back decades. So a very strong liking of both one another and also a very strong respect. Um, Now they've obviously respected Boston College and said this is a team. Don't be confused by the record, right? And I agree with them. Like you can't be confused by the record. It's a team that can make things, dangerous for you. And I think it starts with the quarterback Lonergan. He's underrated in terms of dual threat ability. But he's a guy like if he can get hot and get in a rhythm, excuse me, he can be tough, right? He can be tough to kind of slow down, right? Now, obviously, Richards having a good year, 506 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. So they're gonna have to try to find a way to, slow that down, right? And the big thing, big message that Coach Key said, sealing the edge, not containing, but sealing, right? And I think it starts with playing some of them young guys, right? Manley's there. Obviously, you have, JMO, you got Jordan Boyd, you got several other guys, but you got to set and contain that edge. I like Bradford. I like Andre Fuller. Use some of them young guys that can tackle really well in space to set and contain that edge, when you play Boston College, right? And just don't get beat for the big plays down the field. They've struggled with that a little bit. Boston College has with big plays down the field, right? Don't allow them to hit those big plays and tackle well in space. That's the big thing. Georgia Tech has struggled with their run defenses a little bit this year, hasn't been the same. And I think part of that is just not having enough penetration, right? Sometimes you'll see when you watch their film like that, running backs able to get to that second level without even being touched. Now, I like Akilo Stone and him being back healthy. I like Jordan Vandenberg, who's very underrated defensive lineman. But sometimes you need guys like on that edge to just be disruptive, make plays and do that. And that's why I think they need to play some of the younger guys. Give them guys a chance to be able to grind and show what they can do, and I think it'll help you out in the long run. But that's some of the keys to the game, in my humble opinion. For Georgia Tech, offense is good, right? Put up 500 yards of offense, 408 passing yards from Haynes King. What I'm saying, multiple touchdowns in the game. They ball, right? You just need your defense to get stops. And I think a lot of people didn't consider like Georgia Tech wasn't fully healthy going against NC State, and neither was NC State. They didn't have Justin Jolly, and they didn't have obviously Hollywood Smothers. But Georgia Tech didn't have John Gilmore, right? No Savion Riley. They didn't have Amari Harvey, right? They were missing a lot of guys. That makes a difference because John Gilmore is that Swiss Army knife that can do a little bit of everything for you. He can play the star position, he can blitz, he can cover, he can tackle well in open space. Last game, 11 tackles, 2 passes defense, and a half sack. Dude is for real. I believe you will get that back this week. We'll get the full injury report tomorrow, which we'll know for certain what's going to happen. I think the defense should be a lot better. This team is pissed off. They're angry. They're upset with how they play, and they want to show it on the field. So I think they're going to bring their own. I think it's going to be BYOE, bring your own energy. I think you will see that from Georgia Tech in this game. And I think, quiet as it kept, they don't care about the CFP rankings or nothing like that. But I think quiet as it kept, I think somebody, I won't say somebody, but I think all I'm going to say is they know. I definitely believe they know about the standings and where they rank. And Georgia Tech can control their own destiny. Now it'd be a travesty if they go 11-1 or 12-1 and they don't make the college football playoff. I don't think that happens, especially if they go and beat Georgia. So they control their own destiny. You handle your business against Boston College. Prep for the big game against Pittsburgh, which likely will be ACC huddle. Should be ESPN College game day, but we'll find out. We'll see for certain what happens. Massive game between those two next week. Handle your business this week against BC. Handle your business against Pittsburgh. Pretty much punch your ticket to an ACC championship game and do what you got to do that following week against Georgia in that clean off fashion hate. So I think in this one of the guys I highlighted was Malik Rutherford. I want to see him get back involved, dealing with a little bit of an injury a little bit. He should be able to be full go in this one, in my humble opinion. I don't know for certain. We'll know for certain tomorrow. But he should be ready to go in this game for them and get the running attack going a little bit more. We know about Malachi Hosey, but we need to see Jamal Haynes get back to the level that he was playing at. This team don't play as good when they're not as well balanced. King can do it. He's the leading rusher this year, 754 yards, 14 touchdowns. But at the same time, you need Haynes to start getting going too. If you got Haynes, you got Hosey. Them two were going. and they stack in the box. King can light them up, passing the ball. With Rutherford back likely, Isaiah Canyon. We'll see the role that Jordan Allen has moving forward. You got the pieces on the outside. Your tight ends are really good and underrated. Josh Beatham, Brett Seether, Luke Harpring, right? You got the pieces in order to do damage. Now Georgia Tech has to continue to do that and be the team they're supposed to be, which I think they will. Defense plays better, man. I got a 31-10 victory for Georgia Tech. I think they dominate and they beat Boston College. Now let me know who y'all got rolling